Hi. So I wanted to talk to you about how to draw perspective drawing today. We're going to be looking at Vincent van Gogh's Room. And so I wanted to do a tutorial about how to draw a room and give you some information about what perspective drawing is. So the first thing that you need to know is that there's a horizon. When we see the farthest point away from us, that's the horizon. And the vanishing point that we're going to be using, it's got to be on the horizon line. It doesn't matter if it's off to the side or if it's in the middle of our vanishing of our horizon line, but our vanishing point is the most important thing when we're doing perspective drawing. We're going to do 1 point perspective for this tutorial today. You are going to need these supplies. I actually don't have an eraser, so I'm going to have to do without. So in perspective drawing, objects are going to be distorted. Things that are going to be closer to us are going to look like they're a lot bigger, and things that are farther away from us, that are as close to the horizon as possible, those things are going to be the smallest things that we'll see. So when we have our horizon line, we can have a horizon line that is higher on the page, or we can have one that's lower on the page. If we have one that is higher up on the page, you will see that the shapes will appear differently than when it's lower on the page. What I mean by that is that if I'm using this vanishing point right here, and I have some random rectangles out there in space, and I want to make them look like they're three-dimensional and going back into space, then what I want to do is I want to take each of those edges, those corners of that shape, and bring it in towards that point. So I'm putting my ruler directly on the vanishing point and the point that I want to connect it to each time. I just want to rotate my ruler on that and make sure that I'm not like flipping my ruler from like this side to meet up with like that side or something. So that can be kind of tough. So you gotta get used to using your ruler. So again, if I'm gonna use those points, I could use that one too, but it's gonna go through it. So this is the most important thing, using that vanishing point. So each of these are diagonal lines. They call them orthogonal lines when we're doing perspective drawing. Each of those goes down towards that vanishing point. This one would go through the object. If I wanted to turn that into a 3D object, then what I would do would just follow what I have here. So I could follow that with another straight line like that. It's a vertical line, right? And then I want to follow that horizontal line down here. Okay, so what then I can do is connect that so that that looks like a 3D box in space. All right, so objects down below, we're going to see them from a different point of view. We'll see them from a different angle. So like, let's say this was, a building down below, we would see the top of the building. And if this was, a flying square in the sky, we would see the bottom of it and the side of it. So each time we want to bring our corners back towards that vanishing point. So again, just make sure you practice using that vanishing point and thinking about how you're going to bring all of those spaces to meet it each time. So all my corners are going to come meet my vanishing point. Oops, that one's a little off. All right, so again, I just want to follow that shape. So if this is a vertical line, I can bring a vertical line right here down to meet that other orthogonal line, right? And then if this is a horizontal line, I'll bring it across. And then I've got my 3D shape here, and I can shade it in to make it look like it's coming out at us. All right, the ones that are going to be really far away from the vanishing point, we'll see a lot more of the side of the shape. It'll look like it is, we can see more of it over here. Then like with this one, we can't even see the side of it, right? So I could connect all of my shapes towards that vanishing point. This is the best way to start practicing doing perspective drawing, so I would recommend starting with that. If you're ready to move on to creating a room, we can talk about how to start building your room, and then we can start to talk about how to make some furniture so that it's looking like it's going back in space and distorted. The shape of this bed is distorted. It looks like it's really big down here and it's coming at us, and it's small back there. And this chair looks weird, but that's the way that chairs look in one point perspective. And the floor should look like it's coming at us as well, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's say I wanted to make a room. I'm going to make a horizon line, and I'm just going to pick a point anywhere on that horizon line that I would like to make my room. I'm going to pick my room vanishing point right there. So that vanishing point is my most important thing. Now I'm going to make the side walls. I want to make sure that I'm using my ruler so that it's straight up and down. I'm not getting a crazy crooked line, because that'll make everything look weird later. So I'm using my ruler and lining it up with the top of my paper to make sure that I have it as as vertical as I can. Whoops. Alright, so then I'm going to do that same thing over here to make a vertical line. That's going to be where I would like the back wall to end and my floor to begin. And I'm going to have my other wall be right here. And then I'm going to come across the top to make the line that's going to connect the back wall to the ceiling. Alright, so this is just the back wall. And you'd probably want to clean these up. I don't have an eraser right now, so I'm going to just go without doing that. The next thing I want to do is I want to take this vanishing point and I want to put my ruler on that vanishing point and then on the point where those two lines intersect. So I want to meet at that corner, and then I want to bring this line out to the edge of my paper. I'm going to do that in each corner. So I'm just going to put my ruler on the vanishing point, and then I'm going to slide it over to that corner and just bring that pencil line out. Over here I'll do the same thing, ruler on the vanishing point, meeting the corner, bringing it out. And over here, do the same thing. Vanishing point, corner. Alright, so this is what makes my back wall, my side wall, my other side wall, the floor, and the ceiling. If I wanted to make a wooden floor, I could kind of equally measure out some marks right here to show that I'm going to make some wooden planks. And each one of those little points that I made, I could use my ruler and match them up with that and bring it out to the edge. So every single time I do that, I want to make sure that my ruler is with the vanishing point and the point that I'm trying to go through. So I'm rotating my ruler on the vanishing point so that it intersects with that point, those points that I made back there, to kind of evenly space out my wooden planks. Each of these lines is changing direction. That's the way that it's going to make it look like it's coming towards us in space. Alright, so now it looks like we're kind of able to walk into that room. That's our back wall. We're going to build a door over here. So to start my door, I want to make sure that, again, my ruler is straight on the edge of my paper so that it is not going to be a crooked door, because that would be kind of crazy to walk into a crazy crooked door, although I've seen them before. Alright, so I want to start at where the floor and that wall meets, right here. I want to probably bring it up about 3/4 of the way. It depends on how tall you want your room to be. If you want it to be really big, you might make your door a little bit smaller. That will make your room appear a little bit larger. So I just started out with just a line that's going up, and then I want to use that vanishing point, and I'm going to line it up with that line that I created. And that's gonna go back in space. That's about as large as I think my door needs to be. And then I'm gonna come and meet that line and bring that down like this, all right? I can add a little door frame by just going around those lines that I just created. So I wanna just echo those lines to kinda create like a wooden door frame, make it look a little bit more realistic. And could shade those in. Then I wanna add a door handle. I'll probably just add that right about here, all right? So let's say I wanted to add some furniture in this room. Something like a bed and a chair. So chairs we're gonna practice right here. First, before I start putting any furniture in my room, I wanna think about the shape of what the side of the chair would be. I can also do a couch if I wanna do that, and I can think about it from different directions as well. So I just drew like the side version of what a chair looks like to me. And then I'm gonna use that vanishing point, and I'm gonna make these lines go up towards that vanishing point. Each of the corners of the piece of furniture, it's gonna go towards the vanishing point. And I wanna make sure that I can sit on this, so I gotta put that back there. And this top one's gonna go out here. All right. So once I have my lines going towards that vanishing point, then I can start to do that shape echo thing again. So like right here, I've got a vertical line. So I'm gonna echo that with a vertical line right back here and make that line come out. And here I have my horizontal line so that I can sit down on this. So I'm gonna connect that to that other orthogonal line. And then I have another vertical, so I'm gonna connect that. And that way I can start to make the shape of my chair come out. Now, since this is a little bit thicker on this side, I want to make sure that I add that thickness here to make it look a little bit more 3D. If I could see this back leg, it would be coming down right here. So I would do that until that line meets up towards the vanishing point. So that would be just a little bit of the back of that chair. If you wanted to add like slats in it, you could, or you could shade it, you could add a little cushion onto it, but that is the basics of drawing a chair. If you wanted to do a couch, you could either do it a simple like L or backwards L shape, or you could do one with like the backrest, the seating area, and then an armrest. So with this one, I already have some of my lines going towards the vanishing point. I know like each one of these points, all of those points are gonna go towards the vanishing point. So I'm gonna bring this back like that. Bring the part where my knees would come over back towards the vanishing point. And I'm gonna make sure I just do that part where the back of the couch and the seat end. So I'm gonna skip the armrest and then move on. And then the back of the couch. Oops, that one slipped off the vanishing point. Alright, so again, I just want to echo those shapes that I have up here. So I want my couch to be kind of long. So I'm gonna, again, that's pretty much a vertical line. It's a little bit curved, so I'm following that. And then this is gonna go back like this. And this will follow this shape right here. And then I have basically my couch. I want to make sure I add that armrest in the right place. So that's going to be about right here. And then I can sort of fill in my couch with like cushions. Like this. All right. And there's a little footrest, so I want to make sure that I have one on the other end too. And there's a simple couch. Here's another simple couch. So again, following that, coming down, coming down, coming across, curving out and down, and there is a very simple couch, super simple. Again, if I wanted to add cushions, I might add something like that to my couch. So each one of the points in whatever you're gonna make, it's gonna go back towards the vanishing point, so you wanna make sure that you're using your rulers to line it up each time. That way you can make some 3D shapes. Alright, so I think I'm gonna stop this video and we'll do another one where we can do some other furniture and make a room.